Greetings, everyone. I am your tube citizen, Jay Voodoo Child, and as it reads here, hell yeah, DefenseCon is coming. So, lore-wise, DefenseCon is taken over for Invictus this year, and this represents one of the two major kind of sales events that Cloud Imperium Games offers to us. And basically, every day we are going to have a special upgrade offer that's only available for 24 hours. And then at the end of it, we'll have a couple of days where we have multiple offers. And I believe each day or every couple of days, there will be a new manufacturer or a new group of manufacturers that are listed. In fact, let me just pull up the schedule here. So every other day, we'll have a new set. And I think as we progress, we'll have more options available to us when we are selecting a 2 vehicle, and it will be including the new manufacturers. And so at the finale, everything should be available in the game. I am trying to remember from last year whether it's just the military vehicles, but I think it's also civilian type stuff and the industrial stuff as well. So I believe this particular Invictus or DefenseCon this year will have everything available in the 2. And this is important because basically this channel concentrates on playing the upgrade minigame. And I basically will make a short every day with the offer and talk about, whether its relative value is compared to what I've seen in the past. And, suggestions of what you might want to link up to. In the From vehicle, make suggestions there if there's multiple choices and the reasoning why. And at the end, I will kind of give an evaluation of the entire event at all and kind of go through if you were getting each of these upgrades every day, what's kind of value would you have at the end of the event as far as building up a chain to any number of the kind of larger vehicles. And so this channel, I hope to kind of create discussions, in the comments and that sort of thing, of people sharing their points of view, their approaches to playing the upgrade minigame, and the reasons why, because everyone has their own unique budgets of time that they can invest into the game and playing it, the budget that they can do for pledging, and also their risk aversion, because this is all speculative that it will one day pay off to be. And so everyone kind of has their own little formula or their combination of those 3 values that makes up their kind of pledging point of view. And hopefully through discussing what our individual points of view are, someone coming along can see those as like, okay, I identify with that person. So why are they doing that? Okay, then that kind of makes sense. And hopefully that will help them get more enjoyment out of this game that we're all obviously passionate about. So that's what I'm hoping to do with this. And so look going forward for the next couple weeks, our daily shorts. Like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to be notified when those drops. Unfortunately, each new day, the new updates happen right when I'm reporting to work. So I'm basically going to be recording 9 hours after the event, as we can see here with 15 hours away. So I'm kind of late to the game, but hopefully you'll enjoy the content. But any sort of likes and comments can help feed the YouTube algorithm, and I would hope that the message kind of gets further out. And me personally, I'm a very strong advocate for starting our chains with starter packs, even the 2 months ones that can easily be upgraded to 10 years of insurance. Instead of getting the LTI token, which kind of frustrates me that everyone just kind of focuses on that. But, hopefully, last month that you picked up on the Aurora Mark II starter pack, and that comes with LTI and a starter package. So you have that captain at the end of the chain. So every IAE, and for the past 5 years, they've offered a similar new starter pack. And so I always advocate that we get those, and, kind of create a chain around them. And hopefully that helps out. But, that's just my perspective. And, I am paying attention to a blog back in 2013, and I'm still holding value in that, even though every aspect of this game changes when the developers get to that section of the game, and things change. Even things like Death of a Spaceman was also originally concepted as far as an idea that they wanted to shoot for back in 2013. The way it came out, I forget when it actually hit, the more developed as far as their regeneration process and the lore they built up behind it. But, it changed from the original. It's fairly close. And so obviously there are going to be changes to the 2013 blog on multiple game packages. And another key aspect that I always emphasize is that I believe in the mantra that I learned from another channel: always have an exit strategy. And basically any aspect of this game will change as the game develops. There are balances constantly, and so things might be the flavor of the month. And particularly we've seen a lot where the new vehicle is just way overpowered, and then it gets nerfed 4 months later, if that. And it's like, okay, well, I spent all this money for this thing and it's kind of pointless right now. And so just kind of avoiding those situations, or being able to say, enjoy those times when it is the meta for the game and it's overpowered, but be able to segue to something else or to the new shiny when it comes along. So being flexible, I keep all my chains unapplied, and at some point they're going to say, okay, it's time to make all the upgrades you're going to make, because we're going to discontinue that. And that may even still change to be extended beyond actual launch. But, just being flexible, and, with the amazing price jump that we saw with the whole B, I'm basically shifting a lot of my chains around to include those, because it increased in price by $140 for a $5 upgrade that I made. And so those are values in there. There's also just basically pledge creep, because I got 10 of those that I never had before. So I'm spending all that new money, $50 there. And, my pledge amount total has grown significantly over the years since I started pledging in 2017. And so there is the risk of that. And so just kind of hearing different people's perspectives can help new players make informed decisions that fit their particular circumstances. And that's what I hope to accomplish with this channel, and kind of get those discussions. So, please, when you encounter these videos, like and comment to that. That helps the algorithm say, okay, well, I'm getting some participation on this video. Let me push it to some other people that might be interested. And basically that's kind of how the game works. And, it would be great if I got some income, so I can upgrade my computer and just do things like that. If ever I get to the point where I'm getting Patreon people contributing to, this channel, I'm going to come up with my prizes is to kind of sell off, or not give away, the upgrades that I'm kind of no longer looking at. And so, I would hope to do these types of things. And so, yeah, there is personal thing of growing the channel and kind of getting some income to do more things with this game, or to offset some of the costs that I've already put into this game. But, my experience with particularly my advocacy of, this ancient blog, and starting my chains with starter packs has gotten a lot of negative pushback in some of the communities I was involved with. And so basically I said, okay, well, you guys don't want to hear my pitch in your space. I'm just going to create my own space. And so this platform allows me to do that. And again, I get frustrated when I hear, anyone talk about LTI tokens as the way to go. I've got a whole list of videos that I hope you will check out, kind of describing why I feel game packs are superior than LTI tokens as far as starting your chains with, and, the drawbacks on those, sometimes with limited insurance, being 10 years, but 10 years after the launch of the game, how many games are we playing 10 years after the fact? Star Citizen hopefully will become the ultimate space sim, as Chris Roberts, wants. This is his magnum opus of his lifetime. So, and certainly he has lofty goals, and I believe in them, and I believe that he will see them through. And so that's why I'm willing to pledge for the amount of the money that I do. But so that's just kind of my perspective, my journey, but I want to hear you all and just kind of where you are coming from. What are you agreeing with me on these statements that I'm making with Schwartz and whatnot? And, hopefully we can get some constructive dialogue out there that will hopefully help someone else. And that's the goal there. But my questions for you on this video is, there's a lot of things that could be happening. And I'm titling this, I think, Hype or Substance. And, what do you think is going to happen during these things? Are we going to get a release date for Squadron 42? Are you actually saving up, and are you going to try and get one of the Odins that is going to be on limited sale here? And if so, all I can say for that is thank you for helping support the development of this game, because it's way out of my price tag, and certainly way out of my crew complement that I think is playable and enjoyable for me. And that's just me. Hopefully you're with lots of friends and big organizations that can actually have a wonderful time kind of getting into those things and doing amazing things with that vehicle. So best of luck to you. It's just not the kind of realm for me, and that's okay. So again, thank you for pledging for those things and helping pay for some of these salaries and whatnot, so we can get all the game that we can get out of this deal. What are the other things going on? Are you looking excited for some of the other ships that are going to be coming along? Also, at the end of the day, I will kind of, the Odin is the last new concept, but there are certainly other concepts out there that will see a price increase when they go flight ready. And so when the finale, when I think everything is going to be available, I'll put out a video of the list of those and kind of say, all right, here are some of the things that you might want to do. Look at your chains that you've gotten throughout, this sale, this event, and, see if any of those might bridge the gap there. And, beware that it could be a 10% price increase, could be 15, or it could be, something amazing like we saw with the Vulture, 25%. Those are very rare, but, more likely about the 10% level. But, just kind of anticipate those and maybe get one of those so you can possibly fill out a gap when it does drop. And, eventually before release, well, actually I can't say that because I'm pretty sure the Endeavor has already been pushed after 1.0 release. But, for the most part, a lot of these concept vehicles will be available and receive their flight ready price jumps before launch. And so they could possibly help out in bridging the gaps between different upgrades that you've gotten to that. And that's all part of the minigame. So, you know, this channel just kind of focuses on that area of the game, and hopefully we can kind of get together and discuss our different points of view and help others out. But thank you all for hanging out with me for these 15 minutes or so, and I'm looking forward to this, and so I look forward to hearing from you all. Thank you for all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. So see you in about 24 hours when I drop the next video. Until then, have a good one. Bye.